I just wanted to get a drink myself. Okay.
I hit the button.
You hit the button?
I hit the button. It says I'm live. Hello there, chat. I have one viewer. I have a guest right now I've brought back. Authors Play.
Hello. Oh, there we go. Finally woke up, the screen did.
Yeah, because you're seeing it through Discord. Hello?
No 5-minute delay for me.
Listen. Okay. I'm rocking. So yes,
that
order of
viewer-
the agenda tonight, chat. I'm going to try and actually beat Castlevania 3, going off of the save state from last time. And if I have enough time, I'm going to switch to a puzzle. My own.
How far did you get last time?
You can see I'm in the it's like the second zone.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you're making this tonight, my friend. But
Dude,
see.
I just gotta be like a pro gamer, right?
All right.
I got 2 hours tonight, okay?
Okay. What was the zone you did before this?
I have no recollection. It's been a few weeks. I am not, like, good at being a video game streamer. I'm not reliable at it yet.
Fair enough. I can say the same thing about me. So you don't know about...
Good God, I still need to remember that stairs don't actually work.
They're fake. Off to a fantastic start.
Dude, literally, I'm remembering which button is the jump, which is dash.
Belmont's just sitting on the bottom of the stairs, hitting his life alert.
Don't want to hear it yet. Alright, so, the classic question, Authors Play, what have you been reading?
That is a very good question. Let me find, and by find I mean I stand up and look over there. The Ship Who Sang by Anne McCaffrey. Perhaps you've heard of her.
I have heard of Anne McCaffrey. I've never actually read any of her books.
I would recommend The Ship Who Sang. It's actually a collection of several short stories that she published in... Well, they're all linked together as one big story.
Oh, did you watch my review on the Passacore Manor?
Yes.
I was actually
yes, I did.
Very pleasantly surprised by that.
Excellent. Yes, I think you told me as such. And while we were chatting one of these days, we talked about story structure and whatnot. But yeah, The Ship Who Sang, I would actually highly recommend it. There's actually a story why I bought it. I found it in a half-price bookstore. This is
nice.
A very well-worn and beaten copy from 1970. And the reason I got it is one of the first stories I ever not read but listened to, because it was on audiobook when I was like 8 years old, was this book. So I saw a hard copy, picked it up, and reread it. It's a story about in the far future, when children are born basically deformed enough that they can't survive outside of heavy medical assistance, they give them special treatments and turn them into effectively brains that interface with machines called shell people. So they have fully robotic bodies.
What year did this come out?
1970 something, I think.
Interesting.
And this is about one particular shell person named Helva, who becomes in charge of a ship. And she has the quirk that she likes to sing, so she becomes known as the Ship Who Sang. And it's about her many misadventures. And I'm making it sound way more lighthearted than it is, because it gets dark in places.
Okay. I'm actually between books myself.
Oh, do you need a recommendation?
No, I have a pile. You know how my shelf works.
I do know how your shelf works. But I like
unfortunately,
asking questions.
like, most of what I have on the shelf is currently, like, nonfiction. And when I am also, reading it on Audible, I kind of don't want to physically read, damn it, nonfiction. No?
I get that feeling. But let me ask you something completely different. Are you aware of this game's special mechanic?
Oh? What's that?
It will not come into play until you defeat...
Motherfucker! That was a ledge! It was right there!
Oh, I should have warned you. The Medusa heads in this game in particular are renowned for being vicious. Have you played Ninja Gaiden on the NES? They share a similar reputation with the birds in that game, where they are placed specifically to fuck up your jumps. So be very careful. Anyway,
Yeah, that's why I rage quit the last time I was playing level.
Nice. Well, unfortunately, the clock tower is, as I'm sure you see, mostly a tower, so there's a lot of jumping in this one.
Yep.
Anyway, the special mechanic, TM, will activate once you beat one of, I think, one of first two bosses. Do you remember the other boss you beat?
No.
I know the clock tower boss is one of them. And I know that the other boss
Jesus
is
Christ, man.
You just gotta tough it out, James. Progress is progress. Anyway, the clock tower is one, forest is the other, and I know that there's one more, but I can't remember what it is.
What is that logic?
Come on, James, we believe in you. It's alright.
Fucking God, why the fuck do I have to almost fall off the ledge before I can jump to safety? Why would they design it that way?
Because there was a time when Nintendo Hard was a reality, and there was no more delicate treat to the game's designer than the tears of the youth that played their games.
I gotta play more recent release.
Back in my day, we didn't have these fancy auto saves.
Dude, have you played Baldur's Gate 3?
Very briefly.
Okay, so it's not very good for the record. Fight me.
I
the
can't.
biggest
I haven't played it yet,
issue.
although
that was for chat. All one person in the.
that might be me, honestly. I have the chat open so I can see if anyone talks.
Dude, why the hell are there two problems? One, it doesn't autosave ever, like almost ever. Even though you can like make one dialogue choice wrong and aggro an entire goblin camp and die, and learn the hard way that you autosaved like 30 minutes ago. Two, if you start a trap that is not actually a monster, you don't go into action. It will just sit there killing you as you try and remember what button pauses the game before you die to an environmental effect. To then learn that your autosave was half an hour prior.
Why don't you just move out of the fire?
Specifically, okay, you haven't played enough, but it was very early on. There was a hidden area with some loot and a guy to save that these Druid Ward Stones will trigger if they see you, and basically they just like, they'll deal like 10 damage to you at a point in the game where you have 12 health, and if you don't know what's going on, you'll get hit, and then you'll be like, what? And then you get hit again, and your guy's dead.
Oh, James, I sometimes forget that I am the older of the two of us. You are
Dude,
about to
it is a
experience...
2023 game that doesn't autosave.
You must learn the old way of reflexively quick saving every 5 minutes.
Dude, there isn't a quick save button either!
Oh, there's
not
not
a
a
quick
save
saving, but you have to actually stop the game to pause.
Oh, wow. You must learn the ways of being OCD about menus, then.
It is just horrible design for 2023, my opinion.
Well, that may be true, but I will point out that I've heard that you can save literally everywhere, even in the middle of dialogue choices. And the fact that you can save in the middle of dialogue choices is something I appreciate, because I'm one of those gamers that's like, no, I have to know what happens if I would have said this. I don't have the patience for another playthrough. Tell me what happens if I'm a giant asshole.
Unfortunately, so I'm playing with my brother co-op on that, and I'm trying to just like do a run through of it where we just deal with our consequences. Unfortunately, he's looking things up and trying to min-max, so he's like trying...
Well, first of all, I have to ask why the hell you're not streaming that, because that sounds quite entertaining. Ooh, you found something. Did you forget to hit those walls?
I
Did you
definitely
forget-
assumed I was incidentally hit.
You gotta punch those walls because Turkey might be in there.
Through
Turkey
that.
restores your health. Do. This level might be infuriating, but good lord, do I love the music.
It is a good soundtrack.
I really hope you at least get to the end boss here and beat him so I can tell you some neato trivia I know about him. I don't know too much trivia.
Dude, I got 2 hours and nothing else going on. I already wrote, let's call it enough for National Knowledge.
Ugh, God. I'm so far. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm really super far behind. But
No! Jesus Christ!
no, you're fine. You're fine. Go.
I wasn't, though! I fucking wasn't!
That first hit, it looked like you phased out of reality, sure, but you were still in the game.
This is absolutely horrible.
Now, far be it from me, just out of curiosity, no other reason, just curiosity, does this version have save states?
Yes. Which I may resort to using. Now, if people were sitting here enjoying the fact that I was failing miserably, that would be a different matter.
No, I know how that goes. They feed on your tears, James.
What
Whoa.
the
Oh,
fuck?
You almost... You overcorrected. Yeah, this does the same, it does the same thing as Ninja Gaiden does. Gaiden, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna start abusing save states.
Fair enough.
If I get through a door without losing a life, I'm just gonna make that mistake.
Chat, get us up to 10 live watchers, and we'll make James play without save states. Until then, he's gonna avoid the pain.
Yeah. If you're in chat, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, YouTuber stuff.
Yeah, 10 likes. 10 likes. Will
Oh,
do it
if
the
I
hard
get
way.
to 20 live viewers right now, I will start taking a drink every time I die.
Ooh.
Say that with absolute confidence, it will not.
You never know. You might get raided by someone. I mean, it's got a low probability, but
Oh,
what's
I
that
have
saying?
alcohol at my house.
Exactly. Improbable is not the same as impossible.
Alright, so it has been about 15 minutes, which is what we said, for the secondary feature tonight, other than me suffering. Me getting embarrassed.
Yes, I have actually found James's old diary. I have opened it to his first entry when he was age 6, and I have promptly ripped out the pages and substituted my own to make it funnier.
Which is to say, I gave him my National Novel Writing Month manuscript.
Yes, Embrace the Blood, which is a fortuitous title considering we're playing Castlevania. I don't know
about
anything
vampires, even though they do absorb blood for power.
Well, I mean, if they absorb blood for power, then they are, at the very least, vampiric.
It is chthonic energy.
At least you called it chthonic instead of like Cthulhuonic, or did the whole Squid Man thing.
Do you know what chthonic means?
Vaguely. I know there's autochthons are like ancient giants or something. I know what it is from context.
Earthly.
I don't actually know the definition.
It is of the material firmament.
Oh.
In a mythical sense, it is basically code for bad. But it has different connotations.
Well, that's so many things, though.
Yeah. If someone is talking about chthonic spirits, the only reason to make that is if you're contrasting against like the heavenly will and purpose. Now the spirit. Oh!
So I was going to say, if chthonic is material spirits and such, wouldn't that be like neutral as opposed to infernal spirits? You know, kind of like the spirit
depends.
of
What do you think of
Castlevania trapping
materialism?
you in its hell.
Do you think materialism is a good policy?
I think it's a neutral one. A rock is not in line with heaven or hell. It's just a rock. Like,
So
could
it
see
has
being
slightly different connotations, right? Than
Okay.
just saying evil, because I want to explore some slightly different ideas than just like, ooh, demons from hell are invading.
So
Right.
you've opted to try something new rather than have the Doom music play in the background.
Pretty much. Although in the backstory, it's basically Doom except with sword.
Could be worse. Could be
Yes.
hell of a boss except with swords. Wow. That Medusa had just erased.
Yeah, that was the
her-
exact same one that erased me previously.
It did the Thanos snap.
Oh, Thanos Snap only kills half the people. That killed me all the time.
Well, I mean, in fairness, if half of you dies, the other half is on the way out.
I don't remember how to activate my item.
You could probably pause and look at the controls and it would tell you.
I could.
Come on, Simon. You gotta rock out with your clock out. You'd think if you're invisible that you'd be invincible for that time. So anyway, are you good? Keep going? Yes. Okay, go.
I did not remember how to use the ability. Anyways.
I think it's like B in something? Probably B in an arrow. You want me to look it up?
No, I want you to read Chapter 0 of Embrace the Blood.
Okay. Chapter 0. His skin itched. Every motion was a reminder that he wore the flesh of a human. Good opening. That's eye-catching and it'll attract attention. The
I know, right? We're gonna talk about openings.
The decaying flaps of skin bound him like a prison. The glazed gazes of the crowd followed him as he left the train station. Just walking was trouble enough. He had to force himself to only use joints that a human would have. Ankle, knee, hip, and the same for arms. He could manage a human city. Few of his kin could do as much as he could, and that prowess was why he had been chosen to travel all the way to Liberty City. Sounds like the opening to GTA 8. I will say that some of the language is a little clunky here. You can probably spruce it up easily enough with a second pass. He had taken the body of a journalist. Would anyone be able to tell the difference? No. And wore it still. Nobody knew what was inside. That didn't make the smells any more bearable. The constant choking diffusion of sewage that filled the city burned his nose. Even more unbearable was the constant scent of flesh that pervaded the city. You should probably drop the city there. Pervaded it. I know that you hate pronouns, James, but you gotta use them. Wherever he bumped into one of the humans, the mouth-watering scent of their bodies pierced through the haze of disgust, only to be still mired in it like oil stuck to a bird. I don't know if that works right there.
Well, make sure that you're leaving the comments. But you know that, like, what you smell when you smell body odor is mostly on their skin, right?
Well, yeah, I know that, but when you're
Yeah, a little
doing
gross.
analogies, you're kind of seeking to evoke emotion, not technical fact. Anyway, not sure this analogy works. Commento. And I'll go back and highlight, Oh, the clunkiness. I can't stand the clunkiness. A little clunky. Resisting was agony. Do you need... I assume that you don't need me to highlight the stuff that's just fine, yes? When I say, oh, that's a good opening. You'll just remember that little nugget of praise for the rest of your life.
That's how it works.
Resisting was agony, but it was almost over. Soon he could leave and return to the wilderness, where he could truly hunt. He had the photos that a logo needed from him. He just had to work his skin suit's fingers and send them. It's also a little hard. No, you know what? It's fine. Every joint and knuckle in a human's hand was an exacting agony to keep straight. But how many hundreds of his kin had been caught that way? Because they had neglected the details. I feel like you could make that one sentence.
Maybe. Dude, these fucking Medusa. Okay.
I love it when I make a comment that I would reword it.
God damn it! Why can't I make the? Oh.
Are you sure that this is healthy for your brain? Criticism, literary criticism paired with repeated
It's totally
beatdowns
fine,
in a
man.
NES
I've
game?
got alcohol to suit.
The fireball will keep me afloat. Trust
Will.
the fireball. Okay, bad. Stepping into an alley was torture for his sense of smell. The trash piled in heaps that even rats didn't want to pick through. The asphalt had accumulated some kind of slime that befouled his shoes so thoroughly he was grateful for the disguise as a barrier between himself and it. I get what you're saying, but again, that's a little wordy right there. The seclusion was also safety. That's not bad. He passed several human derelicts, the homeless drifters of the city that kept blankets wrapped around their shivering frames. I like the fact that you used derelict, because that's also like for ships and vessels, of which he kind of considers humans to be, because he's kind of hijacking one.
Unintentional, but I like it.
Edit out the part where I say unintentional.
Turkey. Dude, I
Simon.
might just save state right there. Jesus Christ.
You might want to. Trevor Belmont does not know the meaning of food poisoning. Best before 2020? Yeah, right. Oh, here we go. Care to guess who this is supposed to be?
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Sort of. It is indeed, his monstrous form, I believe, is supposed to be like the stereotypical Hunchback, Igor, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, stuff like that. But, beat him and see something interesting. To defeat the monster, whip it until it dies. Just canonize it as Trevor having time powers.
How many times do I need to hit this guy?
A fair amount. He is a NES boss after all.
I actually don't know if there is a spot that works without an item here. This is the jankiest platforming I've ever encountered. Platform layout, I should.
What you might want to do is take one Oh, you might kill him now. There you go. Okay, should be going now. I said it should be going now. There we go.
Oh, did I rescue him?
Yep.
Miss Grant, I dreamed I was turned into a ghost.
So the secret mechanic, James, is that you get an adventuring party in this game.
How is that going to happen?
They have different powers, and there is no benefit to leaving them behind, by the way.
Alright.
Fist. Now, this sounds fake, but it's actually true. That guy's name is literally Grant Dynasty.
I'm supposed to know that, or is that just a silly name?
Oh, it's just a silly name, but here's the thing. He was a real person. It sounds like something they made up for Castlevania. Oh yeah, this pirate's name is Grant the Nasty.
Did he just reboot me?
Looks that way.
No, because the fight didn't start.
Oh, no, you gotta fight your way out. That's what I meant.
Interesting. I'm gonna start by saving. Alright, go back to reading.
Okay. Poor meals, but he was about to be hungry enough to be interested. Every photo of the human's new weapon was sent was another step closer to his release. Interesting. The demons are computer literate.
Yeah, that's another thing. I was just like, why don't they ever do this? So what I'm aiming for is that because they are materialist demons, they're actually the intelligent ones are actually quite savvy. But you know, just for tropes, a lot of the demons are not. Right, a lot of them are just mindless monsters, but the ones able to be antagonists are as smart as humans, and in fact, their technology is arguably better.
The demon technology. Are you gonna do a Doom where it's like it's all technology fueled by souls and stuff, and they literally have instructions how to properly sacrifice a virgin in order to power the fucking jet to a car or whatever?
Probably not. So actually, one of the things I want to explore is that it's actually probably gonna be like a generation thing in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
In that the demons that are coming through to Earth, the thing that they can't get in Hell is youth. So that's what they're bargaining for. Youth? Okay, so landing in fire is an insta-kill?
Spikes, but yes. You've never played a Mega Man game, have you?
Nope.
Alright, well, it was a very
I started
common...
on the N64.
Okay. Mega Man did have games that, you know, weren't always on the NES, but regardless. Spikes insta-killing you is a trope that recurs across a couple of NES games, but most notably, the Mega Mans. You might want to consider switching to your buddy, Grant the Nasty.
How do I do that?
He's got wall climbing powers like Spider-Man's.
So, like, I know how to switch.
Well, I assumed, being the literate man you are, that you thoroughly read this game's manual before beginning operation.
Oh.
See?
It's back.
There you go. Dink around with him for a bit.
Dude, these hops. These hops are
I know, right?
Alright, back to the chapter.
I know, just a quick note though, I know that he can do something with walls, wall jump or wall climb or something like that. I have no idea how the hell to use it though, how to trigger it. So I would definitely not experiment with that when you could fall and die. Wait for a safe place. Okay, anyway, back to the thing. Grinning was dangerous for him, but it was hard to resist. Even as he felt the skin suit stretch to the point of breaking, he could only fight his growing mirth. I like that skin suit stretch to the point of breaking implication there. Until his phone rang. He accepted the call but didn't answer. Speaking would have ripped his face off. His face came off. It's a face off. Responding to Alogo wasn't a wise decision regardless. Alogo did not speak, he commanded. Board the train. We cannot risk it being diverted and ferreted away. You must be there to identify it. Make it so. The demon shook as the phone went silent. His snarl split his face mask apart, shredding lips and cheeks in a gush of bloody humors as he almost broke the phone in his grasp. I would not use bloody humors. I know what you're going for, but most modern people are going to read that and not fucking understand.
Oh, shit.
It's okay if, like, someone from, like, the old era is talking, or if they're reading something for them, but if you're just using it in descriptive text, it's not worth, in my opinion, the, I'd use something used, good lord. Hang on for one moment. I lost my ability to speak, or write, rather. More time among the humans, not with them terrified, but pretending to be one of them. Alogo would pay for this. I keep wanting to say algo, because that's something I know.
I mean, it's a Greek word. For the record.
I know what logos is. What's a logo?
Alogos horse. Hey,
What?
there's no fall damage.
Oh, horse. Okay. The demon didn't know how to make that so, but there would be time. He would not always be Alogo's pawn. Touching his face, he felt his hard lips. You could taste the air on his tongue, as well as the spilling blood. He would have to go on the train, but this suit was no good. Already seen, ruined too. I don't think that's necessary. We can infer that. He tried to think of all the human waste he had passed, but all revolted him. They refused to poo in the loo.
Hey man, this is a stand-in for New York City.
I know. And my statement stands. I have friends who live in New York City.
I mean, I am told that it smells like, sour milk.
That probably changes in which part of the city you go, but yeah, no, I can see that. What's that one line from The Simpsons? And there's a funny smell in the air here that's just everywhere, and I know you are used to it, but I'm not. Okay. If you're trying to blend in with humans, you really gotta speak more, a girl said, facing him in the alley. She was short and pale, bundled in a heavy winter coat against the mild weather. I feel like there's gotta be a better way to say that.
Which, the physical description?
Yeah, she was short and pale is fine, but it's that bundled in a heavy winter coat against the mild weather. Something about it. Maybe bundled in a heavy coat despite it being, what, spring? Or despite the balmy air?
Tell me.
I don't know, it's... This one's a little bit of a nitpick, but I'm gonna mark it anyway.
I hope you're watching me fail basic platform.
Oh, yes, no, I am. It's actually kind of being... Your failures are distracting me, and that's the excuse I'm going to go with if this critique turns out to be subpar. She was obviously stupid to walk into an alley by herself. There were monsters out there, and she was delicious. The demon laughed as... Huh?
You're a fucker!
I think you should take a shot of Fireball to steady your nerves.
Yeah, I'm about to.
You know what you should have done? You should have put all your Fireball in like one of those nifty chrome hip flasks. And just like pull it out from your Blade Runner coat and pour it into a glass with shaky fingers. Really sell it, you know? Gotta lean into that drama for the viewers, man.
I have a glass and stuff.
One of them.
Why? It didn't take the jump input. Jesus Christ. Okay. So finish chapter 0. There's like one more sentence.
Jesus. The demon laughed as he turned on her, letting the last of his skin suit shred off as he faced the girl with ring after ring of hooked teeth. I'll keep that in mind, he said, striding out of his prison of blood. I like that line, prison of blood.
Come on!
She didn't even make a noise as he revealed his true form. No attempt to get help, nothing. A pity she didn't have the brains to understand what was happening to her, but brains did nothing for the flavor of the flesh. I gotta wonder at this point how dumb this demon is. I mean, the first part, you might be able to chalk it up to stupidity, but if you go full, like, war form, and then they're just still standing their ground, kind of half grinning, maybe you start to think, hey, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute! Something ain't right here!
Dude, can I not jump if there's a block above my head, basically? Like, I thought in this game I could phase into blocks overhead.
I don't know. Why don't you take a minute, go underneath that
Yes,
one.
I'm about to experimentally.
Okay, we're in QA mode now.
I can't jump right now. Oh my god, blocks at the top of the screen behave differently from blocks in the screen.
You can't jump, but you can teabag with the best of them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Dracula, take that! Long distance teabag. Chapter 1.
Okay, now hold up. That was chapter 0. That is my introduction for the reader to a lot of the main ideas.
Okay. I'm just going to give you my impressions then. I got the fact that there's a demon infiltration of the world. It sounds like the real world. It's probably near future from what I gathered. What else? The girl that pops up clearly is more than she seems. There's a demonic conspiracy. There, you did it. Good job.
Finally.
Just so you know, that level is designed that way so you use Grant on the way down so you get familiar with all his acrobatic shit.
Makes sense, but fuck those Medusa.
Well, that's the point. Like, his jumping and evasion make it easier to handle. But that's okay. We got through it, and that's all that matters. I gotta love, in Romania, apparently, they just leave roaring silver braziers out there. Oh, you're being attacked by vehemency. Little in-joke there.
These are a lot of fucking owls. I have not seen this many owls since they asked if I understood.
Hey, James. Do you want me to repeat all that?
Actually, I do want you to repeat what you were assessing from Chapter 0.
Basically, near future setting, there's a girl that is more than just a girl, and there's a demonic infiltration / conspiracy, and the humans have a weapon against them that they are preparing, which indicates that they are aware of the demonic invasion and are preparing accordingly.
Okay. All accurate details. Oh my god, it regenerates. Well, red skeletons regenerate, apparently.
Now that's interesting. I wonder if the Ravenloft people took a hint from that, because in well, let me rephrase that. Real Ravenloft, I don't know what they're doing in 5th edition. Yeah, don't. Strahd zombies and skeletons had the ability to pull themselves back together after X combat turns, which is why they were considered scary as shit. Well, for anything for low to mid levels, which is what you're playing in Ravenloft most of the time. Or at least it was. Before the dark times. Before the 5th edition.
Dude, I have such conflicted feelings. If your goal is to, like, have the system not get in the way...
You want to go towards those statues. Yep.
But,
keep going. You want to go that way. That's where your next party member is.
Okay. Anyways, we can talk about 5th edition after we finish going over there. So, obviously, the redhead there is the main character, right?
Oh, did she? Hang on for a second. Short and pale, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, did I forget to say that she's a redhead?
Yes.
What a fool I am.
And I would say that this is a little trick that I learned recently and haven't implemented it yet. Giving a long, detailed physical description is effectively fucking useless because most readers won't fucking remember it. You want one or two details that really kind of flesh it out and they can remember. Like Sandor Clegane, for example, the Hound. He's all scarred and fucked up, and he's like older and weary. Like not old, but like, you know, 40s.
The old, got it.
Shut up! You shut the fuck up! I'll kill you! I'll kill you in Minecraft!
How old are you?
Shut up. Anyway, I'm not 40 yet, no, but it's looming closer, and it fills my heart with dread.
We don't need to talk about age. We don't need that juju here. My birthday is not coming up, and I'm not crying about it.
Where were you when midlife crisis just skipped a decade and started happening to people earlier and earlier? Oh, God. Anyway.
No, I'd be having a crisis too if my life was mid.
Woo. My life is mid, skill issue, to BH. Anyway. But yeah, you want like one or two fucking good details and then their brains fill in the rest. And that's a mistake I've made on almost everything I've done because I was given bad advice on that topic. But yeah,
I mean, you've read my books. I basically don't physically.
yeah, and they worked out fine. I mean, I would argue that's a little too far in the other direction. But oh, hey, nice. See, that one went all smooth.
Okay,
I shouldn't have said anything. You forgot to say.
Okay, so I wasn't even aware. I wasn't even sure I was in a dungeon yet right now because I was just like moving around to places.
Yeah, you can see the difference in difficulty between the place with Medusa heads and the place without the Medusa heads.
Now these fucking owls.
Anyway, right. So the Cyclops. I can't remember exactly, but I know he's invulnerable until something I think... Oh, do you want a hint?
Do I need an item, or do I just whip him? That's the only hint I want.
You shouldn't need an item. I mean, an item might help, but you shouldn't need one. And, it's not... You literally cannot just brute force whipping him. There's something, well, I mean, just focus on avoiding his attacks for a little bit, and you should see it happen. I know that's nice and cryptic, but hey, it's Castlevania. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, right, character
No, dude!
Oh, no, you hit load when you meant to do save, didn't you?
No, dude, it's frozen. Something locked the game up when I saved it. I just saved a frozen file.
Maybe it's paused? Did you try pause? Maybe... There you go.
Okay.
It's just paused. See? I'm just
There's
so
a pause that doesn't actually do anything? Like, there's no...
Welcome to the NES! You gotta remember, James, this is in the days where you would need a button to just stop the game completely so you could get up and find out what your mom is yelling from across the hall.
I'm tempted to jump to my...
Oh, did you see that?
Oh, was there someone in the background?
No, you missed it, but that's fine. You'll figure it out. You're a smart dude. I have faith in you. The game is trying to, what's the word I want here? Foreshadow something that will, have an effect very soon.
Oh, I need, it needs to be stunned by a lightning flash or something?
There ya go! Oh, wow. I didn't know we were that far behind.
Yeah, that's why I didn't realize I was in a dungeon.
Oof. Oh, by the way, you know how holy water was like one of the best things in the previous game's end boss?
Yes.
Oof. I'm just gonna tell you now. I don't have, like, I have not tried this myself, but I overheard two friends talking about this back in the day. Apparently, the axes are the best weapon against the final boss of this game. Not holy water, which is a mistake a lot of people made. Now, that being said, I have not tried that myself, so if it's wrong, I apologize, but I am just giving you... How do I say that? I'm like that useless NPC that gives you a rumor that may or may not help later. Anyway. Yeah. Back again to character descriptions. 5th attempt trying to speak simple sentences. One or two details. So this character has red hair, and she is a girl. She's wearing a heavy... Is she gonna... I assume that the heavy coat is just like what she's wearing then, or is it gonna be part of her, like, copyrighted outfit?
Little of both. So the premise is that she has chronic anemia. So, like, if she isn't, like, fired up in a fight, she folds constantly.
Oh, nifty. Not that you just died, the detail you just told me. Anyway.
So,
You
the
did
reason,
save, right?
by the way, the reason she has anemia as a design choice is because, as I mentioned, she gets her power from absorbing demon blood.
Uh-huh.
So, there's that, you know, the hero is actually kind of weak, but is a hero anyways aspect to it, you know?
Also, the fact that she's cold all the time means that the self-insert can snuggle with her and has an excuse to do so.
Okay, I'm just saying this now. There's a difference between a character for the audience to self-insert as versus for the author to self.
I didn't say which one now, did I? Although I will say that I say that as a joke, but honestly, you could make it work, and that could be part of why it's called Embrace the Blood. Because she gets cold easily. She just wants some affection. No one's there to Mamoru her. Alright. There's lightning. Yeah, see? It doesn't work when he's, I wonder if there's something you gotta do to trigger it. Try hitting his, that thing he's got there. You might have to time it with, like, a lightning strike so that lightning strikes him. If you...
Huh.
Oh, hey, at least you got turkey. No, try to aim for his green thing. Maybe it's a statue.
I had to hit him in the head. That was the only time that he took it.
Am I misremembering? Well, hit him in the head then. It seems to be working.
Some fight, bro. Cyclops, come on, you hit him in the eye. Simple as. You lied to me.
I didn't lie.
Also, I was supposed to be
used-
fighting as Grant. That was obviously supposed to be because Grant has a 3-block jump, which gets over him.
Oh, the lightning hit her, that's why.
Sypha, Vampire Hunter. Well, I've already got one of those. Fuck off, bitch.
Hey, Sypha's useful. Sypha Belnades. Spoiler alert, she becomes Trevor's waifu later.
Is she,
Canonically.
what's her name from the Netflix show?
Yes.
Oh, wait, this is a him.
No, it is supposed to be a her. It was It was deliberately mistranslated.
Trans-representation!
No, it was literally mistranslated because, you know, women aren't supposed to fight back in the day. Same reason why,
Oh, I can
what's-her-face,
only
Poison?
bring one person at a time?
Yep. You can get them back later.
Oh, okay. Wow, I say trans-representation, everyone watching leave.
Nice. But no joke though, that's actually why Poison in the Street Fighter series was made trans, because she originally was just supposed to be a punk girl that you fight. People kicked up a stink that in part of the game you were beating up women. So then the developer just said, "Oh no, it's not a woman, it's actually a dude." And they just stuck with that for a while.
I really just do that.
Oh wow, yeah, you did. You couldn't
Okay,
live.
it's fine, it's fine. I needed to, I needed a fresh continue anyways. Okay, so there is a problem with this chapter 0, and arguably with this entire book so far, because
Okay, James,
as I've mentioned,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've been trying to say this 7 times now, and I keep getting distracted. It'll be really quick, I swear to God.
Sure.
So, other than her coat, if she's a redhead, if it's like just call it blazing red hair or something, because red hair is generally memorable, especially if your reaction is, "Oh shit, I didn't mention she's a redhead." You can make it a striking shade of red or do something interesting, and there you go. That's your identifiable thing. Always in a heavy coat and noticeably, shockingly red hair. In fact, since her thing is blood, make it like blood red hair, which is unusual because when people say redhead, it's
Fuck's
usually orange.
sake,
There you go.
game! For fuck's sake!
Anyway, I'm done now. You can continue.
Okay, by the way, another reason that she's in the coat is because that is a non-magical transformation sequence, basically. Because I don't care how strong you are, if you are in a winter coat, nobody will think that you are buff.
I just kind of assumed she had like a bunch of shotguns underneath.
She's got a 357 Magnum.
It's decent, alright.
And a sword.
It's gotta be a short sword if you can hide it under a coat.
She doesn't have it there. I didn't describe it there.
Oh, she's not hiding it there. What the fuck are you talking about, James? Anyway, I think
she walks around with a ski bag when she's trying to hide it.
Got it.
Or rather, a snowboarding bag.
No, that being said, I think there was a rig that hid a sword on like a trench coat. I want to say in one of the Blade movies, but it might have been in a Highlander thing. I forgot how they did it.
But yeah, so like, you know, she spends most of the book just being like a passenger on the train, basically as a regular person. And it's like, oh, the demons are here? Let me just take off the coat.
Well, first of all, if you're trying to be coy about it, having her like show up to a demon fight and then survive, like we already know that something went down.
Sure, but the chapters aren't from her perspective.
Oh, okay, that's probably better now. What the hell is happening? Oh, that's why. Nice.
Are you fucking...
I don't know what the hell happened, but
I'm abusing save states.
I mean, can you really call it abuse? It's what they were made for. Also, Sypha there is supposed to be a nun working with the Catholic Church that uses holy magic. Another thing that they completely destroyed in the Netflix anime.
Yeah, it's because everyone in Hollywood hates the Catholic Church.
I would say religion, but yeah.
No, they definitely defend every religion except Christianity.
Alright, fine. I suppose. Perhaps... No, I can't say that either. Nah, yeah, fine, Christianity, whatever. They definitely hate something.
Okay, so the point I was going to get to was that I mentioned when I was trying to outline this story that I'm trying to take the good ideas from RWBY, because RWBY is a mess right now, and I genuinely don't know anybody who likes what they're currently producing. So I'm trying to take the good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of the good Really? I can't make that jump? One of the good stuff is that it's a story about friendship.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of the character development and the social dynamics come from, is the girls being friends with each other. And more than that, being the kind of girls that, theoretically, you, the viewer, want to be friends with. Now, that's the exact reason Sailor Moon got them.
Ooh, that is actually a very good point. I haven't heard anyone correctly figure out why Sailor Moon basically made bank everywhere. Made the mangaka of Sailor Moon is like the second. Oh wait, no, that's the person that did Ranma in half. Well, she's still super rich. Rumiko Takahashi, the girl who did Ranma in 1/2 and all that other stuff.
Never actually watched Ranma. I need to fix it.
You might. I mean, I think it's. I'm not wowed by it. I think it's okay, but it's worth pointing out that thanks to that series and her other stuff, that lady was the second richest person in all of Japan for quite some time. Only the emperor had more money. She even beat out the Zaibatsu people. It's ridiculous.
And now it's Oda.
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about Japan, but it is possible to, like, make your dreams come true being a creative there.
No! Mother...
You had a second chance and you threw it away, James! You threw it away!
Oh my god, she's terrible. She is actually terrible. Give me the whip boy.
Well, you're supposed to use her special abilities. Her special ability is that she does magic.
Ow,
She is a mage. I don't know. It's the same buttons that does Grant's wall climb, I bet.
Oh my god.
You see, that's the thing. If I remember correctly, and obviously my memory has holes you could drive a Chevy through based on how I
forget that I can't do that jump?
I don't know. Neurological degeneration. Caused by talking about Ruby. Anyway, so yeah, you might want to look into that because it made Mad Bank, and you correctly judged that you need to analyze why those things are successful in order to be successful yourself.
Did you watch the High School DxD video yesterday, by the way?
I watched it today, in fact.
Yes, I fully advocate study popular things to see why they're popular.
I would say, though, I know that you don't like craft books. I think it depends highly on what sort of craft book you're looking at.
Dude, are you really going to tell me that a sales book is not better?
No, you should absolutely be reading sales book. You should be reading sales book almost no matter what you do, even if what you do has nothing to do with selling shit, because at the bare minimum, you will read that and recognize the techniques that are being used to get you to do things you don't want to do.
Dude, straight up, Dale Carnegie's How to Make Friends and Influence People sounds cringe. Is a life-changing book.
No, I know. Although, I gotta say that I wish I had read it earlier, not because, like, I could have used... how do I say this? I read, like, a bunch of other books across many years since graduating from high school, and I realized that all of that stuff that I had learned from them was...
I thought those would go back up!
No, they tricked you! They bamboozled you, brother! They bamboozled you! Anyway, the long and the short of it is that all those books that I read that were all condensed into Dale Carnegie's book, and even though I didn't learn anything new by reading it, I realized that I could have effectively spent way less time learning it. That is a very backhanded way of saying, yes, read that. It's a good book.
Welcome to my channel where I write books and then tell people to read other books.
Well,
By the way, viewers, link to my book is in the description. Totally check it out. It's pretty good.
I mean, that's how networking works, my friend. You shill other people's stuff so that they shill your stuff.
Unfortunately, I don't think Dale Carnegie is going to
come back from the grave.
Yeah. All right, so let's see how well if I can magically. What did I just? Oh, I got turned to stone.
Yep. All right, you know what? I'm gonna be your Otacon here, and I'm gonna look up.
No, I'm just going to. Bro, there are no other buttons. There's just attack and jump. You're
probably. Oh, there you go. There's change player character. You're probably supposed to hit like jump and attack or something stupid like that. With emulators, it's a bit like that. Unless, of course, I'm remembering wrongly, which happens more often than I'd like.
Anyway. No. Actually, this is gonna be a long stream.
Oh, did someone actually say something?
Yeah, blank over there.
Excuse me, I think his name is pronounced Dash.
Dude, there is... I don't understand.
Password list, pap code, guides and walkthrough. God damn it. I fucking hate how they, reformatted everything on GameFAQs.
I am so at a loss for how I'm supposed to figure this out.
Well, okay, yeah, you dodge those. Yeah, I think just dodge the bullets, dude. I can't figure this out,
yeah,
James
just
says,
whip
as he
it.
takes no damage. Any percent speedrun. Okay, so select...
I need more alcohol.
Fair enough. Tell me when you're back.
Oh, I will get more later.
Okay, so for Grant's special ability, all you got to do is hold the control pad toward the wall that you want Grant to climb on. And then you press, then after he's latched on, you just go whatever direction you want him to climb.
Why did I throw a dagger there?
Because if you use up and B, you use whatever item you have.
Okay.
And you were going upstairs and you tried to attack, which made the game think, oh, he wants to throw a dagger.
So is that how I magic spell too?
Probably. Hang on for a minute. That's how Grant's thing. I'm trying to find Sypha's thing. For the last party member you get, you use control pad down and A to use his transformation ability. Where the fuck is Sypha's thing? Hang on. Did they fucking forget it? Alright, hang on for a moment. That doesn't make any sense. I'll skip the characters. Okay, so blah 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 blah. What the hell? I didn't know that.
Here, what's the glass?
So apparently all your starting gear, except for, of course, your infamous vampire killer whip, which is, of course, a family heirloom, were gifted to you by, quote, the Poltergeist King to assist you in your battle against Dracula. So, like, right now you're throwing the magic daggers of the Poltergeist King. Okay, great.
Oh, that must be the explanation of why breaking random things.
Correct.
That's cool. I thought you were gonna say my body armor, but I'm pretty sure I'm just walking around.
No, actually, it's leather armor. It gives you +2 AC.
Oh joy! I'm in tight leather armor, running around with half my skin exposed.
Hey, you know, it worked for Conan. That's actually a misconception. Conan wore armor when he could.
Conan's underrated.
Agreed. Okay, so this is frustrating. It does say that Sypha can use flames, frozen crystals, and lightning bolts to attack. It is not telling me how to switch to them. Hang on for a moment. He uses his Warakia. I'm pretty sure that's a really horrible translation version of Wallachia. Yeah, town of Warakia. So, good lord.
Dude, I feel so bad, because I thought, well, when I watched the Netflix series, I straight up thought they made up a region called Wallachia.
Oh, James. Oh, James, my poor sweet
In my
son.
defense, it is not a politically recognized entity anymore, except as, like, part of Romania.
Well, I know, but I don't know. I researched well, there's a... Have you ever heard of a book called Necroscope?
Oh.
It is a book by Brian Lumley that was very big back in the day, and it was all about vampires. It was also the very fucking last thing a 6-year-old should read, because, oh my, did it have a lot of stuff in there that warped my poor mind irrevocably. But it did teach me a lot about weirdo vampire trivia, including all about Wallachia.
Okay, I do sense a boss fight right now.
Well, you got good senses. Okay, so apparently control pad up and B, Sypha has magic the same way you have items, if I'm reading this correctly. So just try using an item.
That's
Okay,
negative, bro. I have
up and B.
button smashing.
Hang on for a second. Do you have a way to... Okay, no, that's not right either. What the fuck? What happens if I click this? Banshee, Boomerang, Battle Axe, Mystic Whip, Sacred Water, Flames, Frozen Crystals. Yeah, it uses the same... I wonder if you have to find them. You might have to find them like Simon finds his knives and shit.
That's a little obnoxious. I don't think I want to use her.
Oh, that can't be right. Hang on for a minute. Short range dagger.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I have to kill both. Of course, I have to kill both.
Yep. You remember how to kill this guy, though. It'll be easy this time.
Without taking any damage? Well, at least I can actually, like... Oh.
Also, I think, you know, you're probably supposed to hit him when he has that moment of slamming his thing. Yeah, like, there you go. Oh,
Not like
maybe
that.
not. Yeah, maybe not like that. All right.
What I need is a safer way to kill the...
Oh my god, do you know what the name of this, Oh wait, no, this isn't the marsh, I don't think. Well, the level that you went through before, the one that you didn't go through, the Murky Marsh of Morbid Morons is the official name of that level. Someone had a lot of fun. Actually, hang on, that might be it. Let me have a quick look here. No, because the boss is a giant bat. You haven't fought that.
Was that the first boss?
You're definitely not in the cave. I don't think so. Level 1, the town of Warakia. That's gonna bug me all day. Boss is the Skull Knight. Clock Tower we did. Forest we did. Where the fuck are we? Underground Catacombs, maybe?
Yeah, maybe?
No, that's Frankenstein is the boss there. Spoiler, lol. Oh, yeah. Probably this one. No, not that one either. Oh, I've got some bad news for you.
Did I keep dying?
Oh, no, it's worse than that. The boss for this level is called the Terrible Trio.
You see that I'm fighting, right?
Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. After the Cyclops, there's another one.
Oh!
Okay.
Jesus Christ, these things have so much health.
Yep, alright, so... The mummies coming out of the far left coffin, if you have Sacred Water or the Boomerang, you can damage them before they can get you, but just stay on the... Ideally, they say stay on the right and just whip away. They will walk across the entire area and shoot out bandages. The Boomerang is great to kind of slash them before they hurt you. You may have to stand on the upper right platform to avoid damage, but these guys are fairly easy, especially if you are using save states. The second boss here is the Cyclops. He'll walk around with his hammer and swing it at you. If you're close enough, try to get too much space on him, and he'll rush at you occasionally. Use the upper platforms to jump over him while he rushes, then get some whips in. Yeah. Then finally, a demon pops out. The demon. And I'll wait for you to get to that point.
Okay, so there actually is, like, a long and safe strat for doing. Just not what I just did.
Correct.
Okay, so going back to the story, it's popular because of friendship, and this entire first book is more about, like, the action premise than the reason the stories are popular. So I'm being an idiot, I guess.
Well, that being said, one quick thing. I should note that this is considered the hardest stage in the game, the one that you've just walked through. So, one of, if not the hardest. So, don't feel bad that it's beating you over the knee. That being said, Ruby Rose is about girls and their friendships, is what you said, yes?
Yeah.
I should point out that there is a portion of the fandom that vocally insists this is not the case. If you get what I mean. Yeah. But yes, I find it
And
interesting
in
that...
their defense, that has to do with the fact that the writers often forget.
Well, I would say that the writers just kind of wanted to make the fans happy because they are of the opinion that their bread is buttered by the people watching the show rather than any corporate or otherwise entity.
Dude, Rooster Teeth is in, like, full-on collapse. You haven't heard.
Oh, yeah, no, I know. That was a very diplomatic and obtuse way for me to say they're trying to pander to save their fucking paychecks. Though it is interesting, what happens when you try and make a show where the theme is, this is about the power of friendships, but then you say, fuck it, they all fall in love with each other halfway through. Now it's
You
about
get
romance.
a lot of pornography.
Yeah, there's that. How many tabs? No.
You can't see my tabs.
Tags. Anyway. Only you
Dude,
had
the
some ball
Cyclops is
jerky.
actually, like, a pain in the ass. No, I'm actually going to redo it so I can try and get to the boss of full.
Probably not such a bad idea. Hang on, switch to
With
switch
a
to
weapon,
Sypha for
too.
Hang on, stop for a minute. Before you find any... Go back up for a second. Before you find any monsters that might kill you, you might want to take this moment, switch to Sypha, and see if you can get her to fucking select her goddamn magic. Up B. Okay, you know what? Because it says here, Sypha can use... I'm looking at icons and stuff. I'm looking at... Fuck it, you know what? Google. How to use Sypha Belnades, Castlevania 3. Castlevania Wiki. I implore you, share... Give me your power.
Oh, whoops. Back to the fight. Forgot it didn't unsave.
Maybe you'll get it this time.
So, now, ignoring the fact that it's supposed to be about friendships, of what I'm ripping off, except it's not a rip-off! Ignoring that, I think there's, like, plenty of reasons to like the story that I'm presenting, so... Yes? No?
Repeat that, please.
The chapter 0 that you did write that you did read that I wrote, there are good aspects to it.
Yeah, it's a decent opener. You just need to polish it up a little bit.
You want to go on to the next chapter? Live reading for the 3 viewers?
Sure thing. Okay, I will say this... Oh, hang on. Give me 1 second here. I know I'm fixating, but this is really bugging me. Yeah, so you have to... If I'm reading this right, switch to Sypha when you have, like, the monsters are dead. Try hitting the lanterns, and then instead of Trevor's arsenal, Sypha will get her magic spells. Yeah, like...
How useful do you think they are?
Apparently they're the entire reason to use her. Like, there's a reason she's garbage in close combat. She is literally a fucking mage.
This boss fight is entirely close.
Oh, well then you're probably not gonna want it then. But just so you know, that is how you do it.
Okay, now we know.
So, okay. And knowing is half the battle. Okay, are we ready for more blood?
Yes.
Very well.
Because this is the character that I might get accusation.
What?
Not what you're thinking. Not what you're thinking, you fucking degenerate.
I'm not. Excuse me. If I accuse you, how can I be a degenerate myself? That's not how this works.
Read the chapter and you'll understand.
No, that's not ominous at all. Chapter 1, the Wesson Type 2 bullet. Really, the Wesson Type 2?
Dude, I'm not good at names if you have not figured that out about me.
Well, okay, so what I would advise you to do, ordinarily I wouldn't like care so much, but calling a bullet train, naming it after a gun company is just kind of cringe. Sorry. Just like take a minute and look up what we call what the train names are called right now and make an extension of one. I don't know them myself, but just like you'll be able to see. But something like calling a bullet train the Smith and Wesson Type 2 was it's just a little much. And I will actually
Chat,
say
if you have a
something.
suggestion, I'll take suggestions.
I feel like there's got to be. Oh, you could call it a Twain type. Wait, no. Twain was more about steamboats. What's an author figure there's got to be some sort of reference you can do. Maybe the Oriental for Agatha Christie, the Grand Oriental, whatever the fuck that the train mystery is called. The Orient Express. There's got to be something you can do that's clever.
I'm taking suggestions, chat. I'm not clever.
And neither is Trevor. Depart at Central Station. Oh, come on. Central Station? That's super. No, I'm kidding.
Excuse me?
Who names a place Washington, D.C.? That's so unrealistic. Oh, that was good. To a flurry of shutter flashes. On its inaugural journey, it would travel from Liberty City to St. Clair City, not through the Canadian Protectorate. I like the fact that you name dropped that so we know something weird happened to Canada, but down through Appalachia, and it would do so in less time than the old Lion steamer was. That is really, really long. I would reword that.
Dude, I actually run the... If I shorten that, I run the risk of readers just not actually knowing geography.
You could cut it up into two. Hang on for a minute. On its inaugural journey, it would travel from Liberty City to St. Clair City, period. This would not happen by going through blah, but by going through blah. It is like... Sounds a bit clunky. I'd break it up. Every journalist in the area knew it would do that, and it was very important. What? Very important to stockholders that it did. It was so important, in fact, that the Lion steamer had been intentionally delayed by stealing one of its two guards. Hang on for a second here. I would just say knew that it would do what? Why would you do that? But it was very. Why are you telling us about stockholders?
To give you the reader the sense of frustration for why they're having issues. Read the entire passage there, and then tell me it's wrong.
Okay. The Wesson Type 2 bullet train departed Central Station to a flurry of shutter flashes. On its inaugural journey, it would travel from Liberty City to St. Clair City, not through the Canadian Protectorate, but down through Appalachia, and it would do so in less time than the old Lion steamer it was replacing. Every journalist in the area knew it would do that, and it was very important to stockholders that it did. It was so important, in fact, that the Lion steamer had been intentionally delayed by stealing one of its two guards. I would say every journalist in the area knew that, but they also knew that the stockholders were chomping at the bit to see it done. Something like that. It sounds odd when it's like, every journalist in the area knew it would do that, and it was important to stockholders that it do that. It just sounds off.
Oh, flag it. Figure it out later.
Got it. Nobody in the press would ever dream of implying that the CEO had intentionally requested Miss Pendragon, love the reference, join the Wesson to delay its antiquated competition. I thought that's a companion at first. At worst, the tabloids would accuse him of carousing with the social media model. Ooh, got a Bruce Wayne type. For Luke's part, he had never
More
met a
accurately,
human
I
man.
have an Ethot as a character.
Oh, I thought that Miss Pendragon was supposed to be one of the guards.
He is.
And she's an Ethot?
Yes.
Why you gotta do my Arthurian mythos dirty like that, Craig? Why you gotta do that to me? I retract
Fate
my-
was way ahead of me, man.
We don't talk about fate here.
Dude,
With
girl,
the lads
the
of
characters
Logginess
have
and
to have
Hotep who
flaws.
sneers at fate at my side, this will be difficult.
Dude, the girls have to have flaws. Not a good story if they don't have obvious
get that,
character
but
flaws they can improve.
Why'd you make Pendragon a thought? Pendragon, the name that conjures up fierce, virtuous warriors, like pride or.
Actually, I should probably choose a different mythological reference for her because she is the Megaman of the group, basically.
Okay, hey, why not go Babylonian? Why not make like a see if you can cook up a female version of Gilgamesh or Enkidu.
Go.
Gilkun, sure, why not?
No, Ko. Ko is the
Right, yeah, I remember. It just took a minute.
Oh no, so actually I want a dragon rep because the blood arts they get evolve.
Tiamat.
God damn it, I'm reading chat and I got stabbed.
Quote from man stabbed. What are you gonna do? Chat at me?
So yeah, I need a dragon reference because she's a dragon. I like the idea that the totally not semblances, they're going to have options, change them up, but they evolve. So I can get that nice battle shonen power scaling going on.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think, because of all the dragon names I know, I'm trying to think of something that would work here. I have one.
Come on! God! Fucking damn! Dude, why? I just cannot do that one jump off the fucking seesaw.
Why Craig can't jump? Anyway.
Well, I'm on screen. You can see the answer.
Anyway, have you read Dragonlance, my dude?
No, I somehow missed that. I don't know why.
You should.
I've been recommended it multiple times, though.
Oh, yeah. I'll say this for Dragonlance. Like, I reread it a couple years ago. It's not like world-shaking literature, but it's nice. It's very nice. It's comfortable. It does its job, and you remember it. And most importantly, the characters... Ooh. I'm sorry, I was just watching the replay because the chat's 5 minutes behind. I get to see you fail. I see you fail twice, James. It's amazing. But anyway, the characters. The reason the series got as popular as it did was because of the characters, who are genuinely iconic. They stick in your brain, and you find yourself wanting to have a beer, wine, or insert food item here with them.
Dude, the beer test is...
It truly is.
I bring it up when discussing Rippaverse.
Oh shit, I just had a horrible, maybe good idea. Like,
Fuck.
literally have like a series of shorts called The Beer Test, where it's just your characters having a beer with someone. Like some, I don't know, some central it's gonna have to be some sort of weird, you're gonna have to come up with some sort of mystical entity able to like cross worlds to have beers with all of them, but literally it's just a story it's just a story framework to have like the scenario of having beer with like this character to put him through the test. I'm explaining it poorly, but I think you get the idea. Like,
I mean, I would recommend that as a writing exercise for new writers.
well, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, it would be interesting to just have like a write one page where this character is having a beer with X character or something like that. I think it would be interesting. But yeah, Dragonlance. You should read it regardless because it's good. But as you might have inferred from the name, it's got a shit ton of dragons in it. Not so much in the original trilogy, but they pop up over and over again because it's got like 8 million supplements and short stories and so forth. I'm trying to remember because they had a bunch of alternate names for Tiamat in there because, I mean, no surprise, the god of evil dragons, Takesis, her true name is Tiamat, you know. Ooh. But I'm trying to remember what else they called her, because like there's a bunch of good dragons, like Silvara and stuff, but you don't really want
like an actual
name.
mythological reference.
And you want it to be a dragon one. What about, well, obviously, calling her Smog is just gonna...
A mythological reference.
You don't think
so I shouldn't even have quick saved there. Because I'm at 1 hit point.
Yeah, you kind of...
But I have a life, is the important thing. I can die and go back to some point. So, what happens at this point? Oh my god, I'm here. Alright, so just ignore the fact that you don't like I named her Pendragon.
Okay, well, anyway. Mythological dragon name. I will attempt to keep that in memory. I'm sure there's got to be something out there. It might have to be vaguely draconic. Is that okay?
I mean, it's totally fine because, like, unironically, that's not her last name. That's her, like, streamer name.
How do you feel about just calling her the Tarrasque?
Copyright infringement.
No. No, it's not. The Tarrasque is an ancient English legend. If the fucking WotC managed to copyright that, they played.
Dude, they copyrighted Kobold.
That's not possible.
I
mean that.
If you have a Kobold that has scales, you are infringing their copyright.
So just don't give them scales then.
Well, yes, but like that's unfortunately they made the iconic kobold. People don't realize that they're supposed to be like rats. Jesus fucking Christ!
Oof. I think you might need a little bit more fireball to get through this, James.
Fucking birds, man! Fucking birds!
Anyway, when I think of kobold, I think of dogmen. So, I guess I'm the outlier there. Although, I will point out that the 2nd edition Monstrous Manual for AD&D does show like a rat.
God
rat-like
fucking...
Man. See, James, this is an important rite of passage for you, where you connect with the pain of all us older video game nerds.
But I have a lot of alcohol.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, Tarrasque is an old English legend. It's based around a Christian saint, or a holy woman. I can't remember which. Effectively, there is a dragon called the Tarrasque terrorizing all these towns. The lady goes and fucking tames it with the power of Christ and her own purity. So the Tarrasque comes out as gentle as a pup. And the townsfolk are so overjoyed, they fucking murder it on the spot. And the saint says, "What the fuck did you do that for? He was on our side now, you idiots." And that's the end of the story.
I'll think about it.
Anyway.
I just don't think that's going to resonate with the average reader.
No, probably not. But that's information you might be able to use in the future. Old stories all have a glimmer of something greater in them that you can usually glean for your own devices, I find.
Okay, finally, by absolutely abusing save states, I have made it to the boss with full.
I want to see you try and beat the original Ninja Gaiden trilogy.
No. Dude, I have so
Cool,
many like
cool.
actually quality games on my Steam account. Why would I ever try to do that?
Why do people look at old films to see how the genre has progressed? To see what was done first. Did you know Ninja Gaiden was one of the first games to have cinematics? If not the first? Anyway, enough of that. Let's have more blood.
Yeah,
For
back
Luke's
to
part-
the story you're supposed to be live reacting to.
I know, right? I am the king of tangents. For Luke's part, he had never met a human man with the guts to be interested in a Nephilim, but the world was a... Oh, okay, I misread that for a minute. But the world was a big place, and nothing changed about the fact that the Lion steamer couldn't depart without 2 Nephilim to protect it. I thought Luke was saying he couldn't get a boyfriend for a minute there. I'm like, wow, wasn't expecting that. Southern
Not
Ontario
quite.
was...
He's talking about the ethot.
that's why I said, oh, because I pieced it together after a moment, but at first read, it does kind of sound like he's bitching. Southern Ontario was a Class 1 danger zone, and exceptions were not made. As the dispatch coordinator, he had absolutely no idea what to do. Excuse me, the voice came from a girl about his age, sticking her head out the window of the line. She slumped on the sill and asked, will we be able to head out now that the hubbub is gone? That's not how you spell hubbub.
What?
Give me 1 second here. There we go. He didn't know how to answer her, but he couldn't say nothing. All right. We're beginning final embarkation right now. Just squaring away some final things to keep you all safe, he said, as he pulled out his phone to call Alex, the one Nephilim he still had. So this guy is not a Nephilim then?
No.
Okay. Well, can you please ask for some refreshments to be made available? Or to open up the bar or something? I'm just going to make a quick note here. Hell yeah. I'm about to pass out in my chair because you people made me throw out all my water and snacks. I think this character would get along great with one of my main characters.
Okay.
Luke grimaced and put on a smile for the girl. He had absolutely no say in the civilian running of the train. We'll get that taken care of as soon as we're underway, ma'am, he said, but she did look tired and pale. It had made the red of her hair stand out all the more beneath her wool hat. I still think you should make it like the same color as blood. If you have a medical condition, you should have been allowed to keep your things. Like, say, the same color as fresh flowing blood or something. Really sell it. She slumped even more. Tell that to the conductor. Luke nodded. I will, he said, and waved goodbye as he headed to the end of the car. First, he stopped in the doorway and called Alex. Yo, when they took Gwen, did they tell you who they were replacing her with? The Nephilim groaned. I thought you were going to tell me who that was. Shit, man, I'm no good by myself. I thought everyone knew that. Luke closed his eyes and racked his brain. Alex was a third year at the university. He was supposed to know what he was doing by now. That was why he'd been put in charge of Gwen for the journey. She was the new one. I'll call my boss. We may have to cancel the trip. What car are you in? I'll be right over. They got me in the caboose, man. At least it's next to the bar. Hang tight, Luke said and hung up. Ducking into the passenger car, he politely avoided a dozen more people trying to ask when they would depart. He passed the redhead with her feet up on the opposite chair, playing something on her game deck. Her Akama Game Sphere. She smiled at him as he almost tripped on her snowboard bag. You're doing pretty well
Maureen,
so far.
you lied to me. You lied. There was nothing after the Cyclops. The terrible trio was the 2 mummies and the Cyclops.
No, it says boss, terrible trio, and Leviathan. Mummy, Cyclops. Are you not on the same level? I'm reading the wrong... But James could not count on Arthur's play sheer incompetence at reading a guide, or his own story for that matter. Oh god, I see what happened now. You're on level 4A, the Haunted Ship of Fools, which is the dreadful duo, the mummies and the Cyclops. But the next one...
Man.
But hang on. Alright, I'm gonna take a minute. Alright. I can tell by the fucking background and the enemies you're fighting, you are now in 5A Curse Tower.
Am I falling to my death?
Correct, because it is cursed and a tower. Yeah, the boss for this should be Frankenstein. Just Frankenstein. And I will give you the codec on him if you need it when you need it. But for now, I'm reading about blood. And good job so far, because I read that continuously and didn't have a I must stop and comment thought. Okay. She smiled at him as he almost tripped on her snowboard bag. Sorry, she said, trying to cover up her laugh as he straightened up. I guess that shouldn't be in the aisle. That's got the swords in it, doesn't it?
Oh, what gave that away?
The fact that you told me earlier.
Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm it's the same bag. I like that fact. It draws attention to the fact that she's got this bag, and it also is a relatable thing, because who hasn't, like, well, on a bus or a train or any picture mass transit, a plane, fumbled past someone with, like, their baggage all sticking out. I like that a lot. Good job. Here, let me, he said, but when he tried to pick it up, he almost dropped it. The thing weighed almost 30 pounds. That's because it's so full of mercy. Sorry, I packed a lot, she said as she hopped up and took it from him. Without even trying, she tossed it up on the overhead rack before dropping back into her seat to game. Luke went straight to the conductor, a middle-aged man hiding in the staff room with his train car with his uniform unbuttoned and a wrinkled paperback in his grasp. Did you take the redhead snacks? The conductor nodded and turned a page. Sure did. She has a medical condition. The conductor stuck his fingers in his book and closed it before staring up at Luke. You mean the girl that just tossed a 50-pound bag over her head? Is that the one you think is suffering from anemia? If so, I guess it's very important she have her bag full of protein bars, isn't it? They're in the trash, but why would you throw away perfectly good protein bars? I was on this guy's side until he said that. Nah, fuck him. I was going to say...
Marine, what the fuck are these gargoyles? What the fuck, man? What is this?
They're gargoyles.
They're Mega Medusa.
Yeah, they are...
Cancer.
They are living cancer. They are literally just called flying gargoyles. Let me open up their entry. Snake. Those are called flying gargoyles. They'll move across the screen with their flight and will kill you and send you plummeting to your death, so try to memorize their pattern. Maybe if I had a Stinger missile, I could take care of them. That's right, Snake, but this mission is OSP, on-site procurement.
Yeah, I gotta play Metal Gear. Okay, anyways, back to my rendition of actually the TSA that will obfuscate your shit.
Yep. Okay, so just a quick note here. In the actual entry for these guys, they do say that this is the second most annoying enemy in the game. The first being the Medusa head. Yeah, and they just pretty much say what I told you. You don't have a choice. You gotta learn their patterns or kill them before they reach you. They're just a nasty-ass skill check. There's no trick to them. It's just suffering.
Lovely.
I got too many tabs open. Okay. I almost want to say that you have a chance to make a little in-joke here. Just give the conductor like a battered name tag with like someone in the writing group as they're reading this paperback. Oh, not me though. I don't like this guy. Luke shook his head. I'm giving her a water, he said, prying open another one of the cabinets to get a bottle. Do whatever you want, boy, the conductor said, returning to his book. As Luke fished around in the cupboard, sorting through peanut bags and paper cups, he took out his phone again and called his boss. Miss Brecker was all the way up in St. Clair City, but he held out some hope. Hi, Mrs. She cut him off. I'm sorry, Luke. I saw it on the live stream. Where's Alex? I'm headed there now, he said, fishing out a water bottle and leaving the conductor. Instead of heading to the caboose, though, he backtracked. Are we going to have to commission someone? His boss sighed. We can't. It would violate privacy. He paused and lowered his voice. We can't leave with just him. Technically, she hesitated as she spoke, giving Luke enough time to give the redhead the water bottle and exchange smiles with her. Ah, first contact. It's not just Alex. Luke almost ran out the back of the cab, passing into the desolate bar. You can't be serious. The bartender glanced up at him, arching an eyebrow from his post. It's only a Class 1 danger zone, Luke. Not only does Alex know what he's doing, but there's Artemis, too. Luke shouldered through the door to the final car on the train. Artemis isn't complete. That's the whole point. Legally, that device is as good as any Nephilim, Mrs. Brecker said. Luke could wipe his ass with legally. Ma'am, with all due respect, I'm more useful in a fight now than Artemis is.
Wait, that is a weird alliteration.
What?
Artemis is.
Oh, no, that's not why I'm pausing. I'm pausing because I corrected this on the fly.
Huh?
I'm more useful in a fight now than Artemis is. In my humble opinion, flows better than in a fight than Artemis is right now.
Fair.
In a fight. I also would like to say that I have a soft spot for the use of Artemis in things, so I'm glad you picked that name.
Oh! That was a dying one
He
hit.
said as Alex jumped up from a rickety lawn chair that had been tossed in beside the steel crate containing Artemis. Let me ask you this. I'm going to make an assumption that Artemis is a robot girl.
No. Robot. Grimva Weiss from old Near.
No, it's not old. Shut up.
It's not Near Automata, okay? What do you want?
It just came out. It was just yesterday. Ah! No, okay, I get what you're saying now.
He's
Ever
supposed to
since,
kind of be like the dry intellectual.
Yeah, right. When ever since they did Xenosaga and Cosmos, I've been waiting for the chance for someone to like unveil like their new fucking super weapon. It's a girl robot, and I'm sitting on the joke where someone just leans over and says, "The design team does great work, but good lord, someone needs to take them out more." Okay.
Apparently this is a timed zone. Interesting.
I thought they were all timed.
The tower is currently collapsing.
Oh. Well,
Oh, that is not collapsing. That is loading.
In fairness, James, the knight did warn you not to cross the seal. Okay, anyway, back to this again.
By the way, what kind of idiot would... God damn it. Would make a robot that you... Come on.
I like how you trailed off a bit at the minute there, like you were... I'm making a joke, but now I'm unsure.
I am starting to wonder about getting clipped. Then again, that's... I have no problem with that being...
I'm actually kind of glad that I'm small enough that my stuff doesn't get saved. Because, effectively, it's letting me practice. It's letting me practice a lot. Because I'm learning very quickly that you can think of jokes, and then they can be on your mouth, and then at the last minute, your brain will go, "Hang on a minute, are you sure?" And then you think, "Oh," and then you shut up, which leads to a lot of moments on stream where you're like, "Hey, that's like... potatoes." Anyway... Or even worse is when you make the joke and then realize 2 seconds later, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." Anyway. He said as Alex jumped up from a rickety lawn chair that had been tossed in beside the steel crate containing Artemis. "Also true," she said. "You're a student at the university just like Alex. Are you next to Alex?" Luke rolled his eyes and put the phone on speaker. "It's the three of us, Mrs. Brecker. The Nephilim didn't look any different from a human, except that he could have walked on stage and won a bodybuilding competition. Yeah, bodybuilding conversation. Good job, AP. Good job. Competition. What made them special was on the inside." He said, "We got goosed. What made him special was not between his ears."
Is that too mean?
No, not necessarily. Well, no, I wouldn't say so. Is he going to live long enough for this to matter?
Spoilers, the plan is he dies at the end.
I think you're fine then. I like the fact that he didn't look any different, except he could have been won a bodybuilding competition. That's a very descriptive way of saying that Nephilim are jacked. I'm not sure. I like the joke, but it's kind of clunky the way you got it worded here. What made him special was on the inside. We got goosed. What made him special was not between his ears. What made him special was on the inside. We got goosed. Clearly,
doesn't
not
that come
between his
across
ears.
as kind of not intelligent?
Well, I kind of interpreted it as he's just kind of sitting there, not contributing anything at all, and you're letting us know as the narrator that that's because he doesn't really have anything. If that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, he is not the dispatch coordinator.
Right.
He shows up and kills demons as command.
He's the jock character in Hudson Hawk. That's right. I made a Hudson Hawk reference in 2023. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I saw, Mrs. Breckler said dryly. I'm gonna leave it be. It's a little clunky, but if it's bad enough, you'll probably catch it on a second run. I saw, Miss Breckler said dryly. Alex, you're kitted up, aren't you? Yes, ma'am. I just need a partner. Luke, you have an engagement kit, don't you? His mouth tightened to a line before he said, yes, ma'am. Don't go anywhere without it. Perfect. Congratulations on your first combat deployment. I'll make sure you get academic credit for this one, Luke. We will be able to bump you up to second year when you get back home. He hesitated. The opportunity was immense for him, but there were hundreds of people on the Lions team that he wasn't capable of protecting. I'm sorry, but the phone went dead in his hand. I like that. So let's, Ed. Author's Play forgets how to speak English halfway through a sentence. Alex slapped him on the shoulder, is what I meant to say. Congratulations, my man, I guess. Who proudly be fine. Luke grimaced, then turned his gaze from the Nephilim's woolly goatee down to his... Oh, God, you gave him one of those. Artie, what do you think? The interface on top of the box lit up, and it displayed a buffering wheel before the construct inside answered. The train has sufficient combat capacity for a Class 1 danger zone. See, Alex said. Let's get the show on the road. I want that bar open. Hang tight, Artie. Camouflage yourself and act like a box. Like a box? Luke shook his head as his companion strolled out of the caboose.
I don't know if I wrote this
The
to
door
sound
closed.
stupid or if you're just making it.
Which one?
The reading. Is this actually innate to what I wrote, or are you just hamming it up?
For which part? I'm hamming up the surfer accent because you said Alex is supposed to be a dumbass, so I thought that was appropriate. I'm trying to give a computer voice to your computer character, and I just think caboose is a funny word.
Because you watch a lot of Red vs.
What's Red versus Blue?
What?
This may shock you, James. I have never watched an episode of Red vs. Blue.
Dude, what? The early stuff is so good. It completely falls apart, but the early stuff is... I remember it being good when I was a kid, okay? Don't take this away from me.
Oh, no. It gets worse, James. I didn't play Halo 1 until 4 years ago.
What the... I thought you were old.
And that's the only Halo game I've played. I've got the collection. I'm going to do it at some point. I just never got around to it. Anyway. Channel lore aside. Act like a box.
I was
Luke shook
actually
his
trying
head.
to figure out if I could come up with a Metal Gear Solid.
You can easily. Literally just have someone like stumble or something near the box and then just mutter, oh, it's just a box. Literally all you have to do is find a way to make someone say just a box. Just a corpse. Your suffering must be more severe. I like the fact they have literal demonic tumbleweed in this tower. Oh, you know what those
Tumbleweed?
things
I
might...
thought these were like sea anemones. That's what it looked like to me.
You know what?
Damn,
You know
I'm
what?
an idiot.
Oh,
I pressed the attack button instead of the jump.
you know what they might actually be? Fucking critters. You know what that is?
No.
You've never seen critters? It's a shitty fucking. Well, I say shitty, but campy should be is a better way to put it because it's got its moments. Sci-fi horror film from the 80s about these aliens that are basically like furry piranhas, and they roll around with spines out that can shred through almost anything, like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
Interesting.
It's an I saw Critters 1, and it's exactly what you said. It was interesting. It wasn't scary. It wasn't groan-worthy. It was interesting. I was like, oh, that's interesting, and then I moved on. I think it's worth one watch. And if you really, really like it, maybe see the sequels. But more than likely, you'll go, oh, that's interesting, and move on. Anyway, back to the story that we are slowly getting our way through. Luke shook his head as his companion strolled out of the caboose. When the door closed, he asked, "You're not counting me as combat capable, are you?" The construct hesitated. "You are part of the equation, Mr. Williams." Is that an Evil Dead reference? Okay, well, Ash Williams. I just thought. Anyway. Don't weasel. Mr. Williams, you have much combat training as any military soldier. What's more, this train is transporting a sales team for the Linfield Firearms Corporation. You know as well as I do that there's supposed to be 2 Nephilim or multiple squadrons of soldiers. A couple civilians and me don't cut it, especially with Alex's blood art. If you think that I can synchronize with him, you're crazy. I know that you won't like this, but I think it's something to explain what the hell a blood art is and what the hell synchronization is.
That's supposed to be.
Nice.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to like that because that's supposed to be anticipation.
I disagree. I disagree because you're giving us a lot of stuff, and you can build anticipation for a percentage of it. But if you throw a bunch of stuff at the audience that they don't know what the hell it is, after a while they'll just get lost and or frustrated.
Well, is there anything other than blood arts that you didn't know immediately what?
Well, we don't really know what the hell Artemis is other than a construct in a box. We don't really know what Nephilim are other than enhanced humans. We don't really know what the deal with the danger zone is. We don't know what's going on.
Danger zone.
You can infer a fair amount, but every inference is almost like an act of faith that it's going to make sense later. You don't want to throw too much on your readers there. You got to give them something to kind of hold on to. And it's not egregious yet, but I think you're approaching borderline. Pick something and explain it so we're not juggling too many things at once. If not this, then have someone, I don't know. Give me a minute to think. Someone with a newspaper in the background could make offhand comments that concretely state some amount of the state of the world. Obviously you don't want to do the thing where you spell everything out and go into super detail about every little thing. But at the same time, without some amount of grounding, it's going to make you lose people. Especially in today's literary landscape. That is my official opinion.
God damn it, why the fuck can't I get up that?
Anyway. I'm not repeating all that in text, so I'm just going to highlight this and say what I said in chat. Although I will say that you're doing a good job of creating tension with his slow build-up of freak-out over how unprepared they are.
Good.
The train's
I'm actually worried I take too long to pay that off. But I have a technique to drag it out. That you'll see in just...
Falling to your death?
Not. Fuck off.
Ho, ho, ho. Ha, ha, ha. She's a wonky Belmonta.
Go back to reading.
Yeah, okay. The train's whistle sounded in the station, followed by a cacophony of beeps and warnings and bolting doors before the train lurched into motion. He could hear people sarcastically whooping, which meant management had signed off on him being the protection. The thought made his mouth go dry.
What's wrong with that sentence?
Nothing. I was adjusting the Google Doc I had open so I could read it better. This is what you wanted, isn't it, Mr. Williams? The construct... Oh, shit. This is what you wanted, isn't it, Mr. Williams? The construct asked. It's hitting me a little fast, he said, taking a seat beside the crate. He squeezed his hands together and added, I'm only human, Artie. You've had your fate foretold, haven't you? He snorted. Yeah, my fate. That doesn't tell me anything about the people around me, so what if I know that I'll survive when I was just made responsible for hundreds of other people? It's only a Class 1, the construct said. And you're not alone. The reason I gave my analytical concurrence is because there are 2 Nephilim aboard the train. Not to mention, the Lion steamer is quite bulletproof. It was chosen to transport me because it is a moving fortress. Luke furrowed his brow. What do you mean 2? Unregistered Nephilim were unheard of unless it was a literal child, but Artie wasn't able to detect Nephilim that young. He could only detect the presence of blood art mana, which meant they must have killed a demon.
Can you flag that? I decided later to call it chthonic energy.
Okay, so no BAM then. Instead you get CE. Chthonic energy, which meant they killed a demon recently. That is what my readings indicate. Luke pulled his phone back and pulled up the company web portal. Every passenger was logged with photo identification. Filtering for Nephilim only returned Alex. He tried searching for armed force status and found a few dozen retired veterans along with an active duty liaison to the Linfield Firearms Corporation, but nobody that fit the bill. His heart started to race as he heard the click of the railroad quicken. Are you sure it's a Nephilim? It looks like one to me, the construct responded. That's not exactly good enough, Luke said as he called Mrs. Brecker back. The phone rang and rang until finally sticking him in voicemail. He swore as he listened to the automated message. At the tone, he said, Boss, I'm going to need background checks on everyone who boarded the steamer today. I think we might have a demon on board. There you go. That's chapter 1.
So, I think that's a pretty decent cliffhanger.
It is.
Like, that is like a genuine cliffhanger, but it's also like, hold on. Because the reader has read chapter 0, the reader saw the girl on the cover. But it's also like reasonable tension, because she didn't announce herself.
Well, more to the fact, she might, at this point, as a reader, if I didn't know what I knew, I would think that she's
going to be on the front cover of the book.
Was that?
She's going to be on the front cover of the book.
That doesn't mean anything. That just means she's a major character. It doesn't mean she's not a demon. I could have easily read it as, oh, this girl is a demon that's just against the other demons. You know, someone filled her dark soul with light. You know, when she shows up, the party will get crazy. Crazy, even. Other than that, I really do think that you should make, if not explain the whole thing, give the reader something. I think you're throwing a little bit too much out there too quickly. It's not horrific, but it is noticeable. Just a quick course change should do you fine. Other than that, pretty damn good. Pretty damn good.
Alright, so that means that, because... Oh, hey, it is 11. I was supposed to wrap this up in 2 hours. But here I am in a tower.
Here I am
you down
in a tower.
to stay a bit longer?
Yeah, I can stay for a bit longer.
As mentioned, I don't work tomorrow.
I do, but I have night shift.
Yeah, you're also in a different town.
You don't gotta rub it in. Anyway, I would say that if you're aiming for, like, I wouldn't say the Ruby audience, but kind of, maybe?
It doesn't matter. I can't do this section on one.
Well, I don't see what that has to do with Ruby. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out how to work it out, but I'd say that a lot of Ruby's appeal came not only from the story beats, but from the fact that they had very good visual design work to begin with.
Well, I mean, aside from cover art, what the hell am I supposed to do there?
That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. You might... Oh, it's kind of a... I don't know how many old books have you read? Like, not... I don't mean like the stories, I mean like the physical book was made a shit ton of time ago.
Not many.
Like, okay. So here's something that they used to do for a bunch of books, but the practice fell out of favor, probably because it was cheaper not to do it.
Engravings?
No, good lord. I mean, if you really want to fucking make a luxury item that you can probably get some hipsters to buy, maybe.
Hold on, what do you think an engraving is?
It's literally like it's something that you engrave into something else. Like you engrave a picture onto like a metal plate or a brick or a piece of stone.
In the context of books, no. That's not correct.
In the context of in the context of books, I was thinking of like a hardcover with shit engraved into it, like a fancy...
that is not what an engraving is.
All right, what
engravings are just referring to illustrations in the books because they would print them in with wood block engraving.
Oh, then yes, actually, that is what I'm talking about. Specifically, I was thinking of in the 50s, and I used to have a small collection of rare books, which I all lost in a fucking flood, which burns my ass daily. But there was a very old printing of King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table that had beautiful illustrations, one for each chapter. So it's not like a picture book where like you flip the picture and, you know, it's not like a graphic novel or a comic or a picture book where they're fucking everywhere. It's like 20 or so illustrations for pivotal scenes that are really nicely done, scattered throughout the book. Something like that.
Yeah, so like what light novels do.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't know why the fuck I didn't think about that. Yes, like what a night novel. I believe what I'm trying to say, my friend, is yes, it's like a night novel. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
I don't know how you missed that either. You must not be looking at chat.
No, I was looking over the story again.
Yeah, Try Detect over here is like outright saying, light novel audience, put illustrations in like a light novel.
Well, he's correct. I mean, he said he wasn't clever earlier, but, you know, he's more clever than me, apparently. Either that or he doesn't have fucking verbal dyslexia. Yeah.
So, one thing to keep in mind, though, is I'm going to be submitting this to the J-Novel contest.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
right.
So if I win, it gets a manga at it.
Oh, well, there you go, then. That's perfect. And if you don't win, then you can shell out some money for a couple of illustrations. Even just a handful, like, probably work. I think, now that I'm talking about it, so you know more about this sort of thing than I do. Obviously, there are, like, graphic novels are fucking everywhere on the Western scene, but has, like, a fucking light novel been attempted from, like, from a Western creator?
Yes. Plenty of indies do that.
Where are they sold?
My dude, that you can print on demand a light novel. What are you talking about?
No, I know that. I'm saying that, like, just like on Amazon, then?
Yeah.
Okay.
The fuck?
I don't know, like... I can't think... The reason I'm saying this is because I can't think of any light novels that, like, have made it big enough that, like, I've heard about them.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just gonna point out that... Damn, what the fuck is this pattern? The Brandon
Annoying.
Sanderson books are chock full of those high quality illustrations.
So what you're saying is that I picked the wrong books to have in audible form.
Well, in Audible, if you were smart, you got them for $15.
Well, yeah. Well, I got them as credits, so, you know.
Well, yes, that credit costs you $15.
Well, it's not the worst decision I've made. Won't be the last either.
No, he literally gets
Oh, there's
most
a
of his
tag.
sales through audiobooks. And that is despite his efforts to make them more appealing.
Interesting. Well, like, I guess maybe that's why I'm confused. Like, you hear about... Well, no, because I guess... Okay.
I mean, I'm
Never
also
mind.
going to remind you that a light novel is just Japanese young adult.
Well, you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this kinds of illustrations, though. It's just that aside from what you're telling me, I haven't seen them. I don't see them often. Most of the books that I read don't have these kinds of things, except for like the old.
What the fuck, game? I was sitting there holding up.
The stairs were as true enemy.
Dude, for real though, I've died to stairs more than anything else in this game.
So there is a old parody music video done by Dwayne and Brando about Castlevania 3. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. It's just The Amazing Brando, because they were the two split up at that point. There is a running gag of the song stopping outright because in the middle of singing, he'll fall through a floor and just go, motherfuck, and then like it'll pick up on a different song.
I understand.
I know, right? Oof. And also, let me tell you that that sort of thing happens from experience. There was one time when I was walking along the outside of a 40-foot tower, and my feet just went right through the stairs, and I almost fell to my death.
Nice.
That
At least
sounds
you
like a
didn't
made-up
die.
story, but it actually did happen.
Why is he so slow with the whip? Why the fuck wouldn't he go up? I'm holding up. He's supposed to go up the fucking stairs. Dude.
Some dude just goes by you with a jetpack. Well, hello there. Fuck you.
I would-
You don't have a gun. Silly past whip man. Though that would honestly... If they wanted to really have fun with this, they should have made it so that, like, after you beat the game once, it unlocks a cheat where you just, like, have a jetpack through all these fucking torture levels. Just to goof around. Just for a laugh. Just for a gag.
Dude, how bad am I at this game? Or is this just actually torture?
It's actually torture. You have to remember that even though this game is short, it was designed to be hard enough that you would have to play it over and over and over again and learn the patterns for like weeks before you beat it.
Loading lag.
And you got to also remember that they didn't have the advantage of save states, so you would have to play for like 30 minutes.
I don't know how
if not
anyone
hours.
ever became a gamer when.
It was not expected that you beat the game. Beating the game was a sign that you were fucking awesome. It was not the standard. When you beat the game, that was the single achievement that anyone cared about. There wasn't like, hang on, let me put on
Jesus
my old
Christ!
There wasn't
The
this
animation is so slow!
sidebar!
with all these achievements telling you, your Steam friends, what you did and didn't do. It was all just about if you beat the game or not, and whether you used cheats or if you did it legitly. That's how it's really done back in my day.
Dude, I can't even fucking kill the goddamn bird!
Now you understand the meme of the NES bird silhouette on the danger sign. Abuna! Yeah. What punishment should we have for all these war criminals that we just managed to get a hold of? Make them play Castlevania. No!
Dude, I hate that I keep getting back to the bird and fucking God!
Agent K, you're way off baseline. Interlinked. Cells interlinked. You keep dying to a bird. You're falling from a great height. Cells interlinked. What does it feel like to use your last continue right before the boss? Interlinked cells. You got the right weapon at least.
I didn't think he also had a throwing weapon. Do you think I can actually just axe spam him to death?
Do you want me to read his codec entry?
At this point, yes!
One second. Snake. That's Frankenstein, also known as the Creature. You may remember this guy as one of the tougher bosses from previous games. But this time around, he's much slower and considerably easier. He simply makes long, slow strides from one end of the room to the other. He'll throw a slab of walk in an arcing motion at you. If you stood on the lower ledge on the right-hand side, you can easily jump to the ledge just right of it to avoid it. His second attack will see him stop and outstretch his hands, causing a rumble, and some rocks will drop down from the ceiling in random locations. You should be able to quickly look to see where there is a gap between the falling rocks, and position yourself to avoid getting hit. If you have plenty of health, you ought to be able to get close enough to just keep attacking in a quick flurry to take him out before he can do too much damage to you, again making Trevor the best candidate in this fight. But if you need some help, a leg of werewolf can be found by whipping the left block of the floating ledges just center of the area. If you have sacred water, this makes this fight much easier. As you can
Birds, man. Fucking birds.
That's interesting that apparently it's no longer turkey, it's leg of werewolf. They had to,
Want to give it some I assume.
Yeah. Anyway, that, full health up. Oh, looks like you got it.
Oh, that's rude.
Oh, I almost thought that you were gonna do a fucking double KO. Cross counter.
So did I.
Snake, did you know that even though people refer to this monster as Frankenstein, he's actually supposed to be called Adam?
Okay, but he was created by Victor Frankenstein. We discussed this. His last name was Frankenstein. He is Adam Frankenstein.
Correct. Though in the book he is simply referred to as the Creature. Oh, hey! Speaking of Ravenloft...
It wasn't even used in the context of a horrible, non-human thing. It was just like, in that time frame, like, if you worked for someone against your will, you were their creature.
That I did not know. That's though I
I
would
mean,
imagine
it's
nowadays.
an insult. Don't get me wrong. But that said, I think I'm actually going to stop here because it is 11:58. You want to show any of your stuff?
Sure, why not? I stream every Thursday now, which is today. Although today I obviously adjusted the time so I'd be available for my good friend James Craig here. I stream currently Phantasy Star Online 2 Story Mode, which is pretty crazy. I stream all sorts of things. I stream it at Authors Play on Twitch.
And I'll probably be co-hosting his stuff one of these days.
Yep, we're trying to figure out what to do about that. Although the problem with PSO2 I'm finding is that on episodes 1 and 3 they tried to condense all the previous gameplay into what they call omnibus quests. Do you know what that fucking amounts to? Have you played Metal Gear Solid 4?
I have not.
It is about, for every previous episode, it is about 4 hours of cutscenes interspersed with about 20 minutes of gameplay.
All right, well, we're going to call it here. Matt, thanks for tuning in. I think I just got Nightmare. So, yeah, my links are in the description. You should join the book club. We're reading Wuthering Heights by Emery. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Ending.
and remember, when Embrace the Blood comes out, you better buy it.
I mean, that's not even going to be my next book, man. Next one's going to be about, Succubus Roommate.
Ah, yes, low-key connections.
Yeah, I still need to actually finish that, but I'm distracted by NaNoWriMo. I'm a very efficient and professional writer, okay?
Honestly, you probably are. Look at if you read up on the habits of like the authors who made it big, only a small handful of them like had what we would consider very professional habits and standards. A lot of them were effectively neurotic messes that got their work done effectively because they were so passionate about it that they just threw themselves at it.
Nice. Well,
But
maybe I
everything
can
else was a
aspire to
giant
that.
mess.
I'm going to bed, though. Peace.
Okay. Good night.